good evening, and welcome to Tea Time.
Hey everybody, welcome to Tea Time. I'm so glad you're joining me tonight. That's right, it is Monday, December 9th. I'm going to talk about my weekend real quick and get to my in-studio guests. All right, so basically, it was a very interesting weekend for me. Friday, I was invited to a few places, and unfortunately, I didn't go anywhere because I didn't have a car. I was getting my brakes done, so I was actually homebound on Friday night. Saturday, and Sunday, I did spend at my sister's house baking our annual traditional holiday cookies. And the first pick is myself and my daughter's friend, Liz. That's Liz. And we were making the Hershey Kiss cookies, if you could see. I was in charge of putting them on. Yeah, thank you. The next pick is my niece, Victoria. She's working the gun and making the cookies, and Mom's in the background. And the next pick is Mom and I making our cookies. And that's the next pick is, yeah, those are the ones my mother made. She made the biscotti, anisette, whatever you want to call them, lemon cookies. Thank you. And the next one, look at her face. Does that say it all? Mom. Look at the euphoria on my mother's face. Mom. Okay? My beautiful mother, Jean Canastraci, who's going to be 87. I don't want to make her older than what she already is. And then the last pick is my daughter and her husband, Steven, and that's all the cookies they made. And what they do is they give them out, you know, for the holidays. And thank you. And we're going to go up to the first pick because Murdered by the Mob. There I am as Bunny. I'll be doing Murdered by the Mob this Saturday night at the Grizzly Pear in Manhattan. So if you have not come out to see the show, it's the longest murder mystery show in Manhattan. You eat, you sing, you dance, you drink. It's like going to an Italian wedding. Someone gets whacked, you got to figure it out. It's a fun time. It makes a great holiday gift. All right. So if you're not doing anything Saturday night, come down to the Grizzly Pear. Yes. So let me get to my guest because he's back. He's back. I had him on 5 months ago, and we wanted to do a part 2, actually. And tonight's the night. So hello, Mark the Animal Mendoza.
Well, for tonight, it could just be Mark Mendoza.
Oh, can it? All right, because so you know, I didn't put it in the description today,
That's
and someone
okay.
said the animal, and I'm like, all right.
It could be there. But if you want to make it simpler, you could just call me Mark Mendoza.
I'm not simple. You know that. He's a
you're
musician.
definitely not simple.
He's a musician. He's a producer. He's also an actor. The man's getting into acting. And hello, my friend.
I'd say how are you, but I already know.
I've got a
look
little.
What you wear. A little boo boo.
I got a little boo boo. You know, your mind tells you could skip and run and jump and leap, and then your body says, "Girl, what are you doing?" So I actually.
She was sitting at her kitchen table having a cup of coffee, and she fell off the stool.
I fell and I hurt my right side of my body. So I'm just wearing this for a couple of weeks. I'm okay. I'm just a little bruised and banged up. I feel like I went a couple of rounds with Mike Tyson, but I didn't collect 20 mil. You know what I'm saying?
You should have then.
I should have.
Yeah.
I really should have. Hello, everyone, for watching. Thank you. So, Mark, you know, last time you were here, we touched upon a little of everything you do. You know what I mean?
Go ahead, touch.
Okay.
There you go.
And, you know, you're originally from West Hempstead, Long Island boy.
Long Island boy, my whole life.
Your whole life?
Never lived anywhere else.
Never.
Yeah, except when I served in jail, of course. No, I was never in jail.
He's joking. He's just joking. And I went to Washington, George Washington Middle School.
West Hempstead High School.
Yes.
Yeah.
And at the age of 12, you picked up a bass
Started
guitar.
started working in music, guitar and bass.
Yeah.
About 11, 12 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And self-taught?
Self-taught.
Amazing. That always amazes me. It really does.
Really?
How people, some
the
people
only,
play
the
by
only,
ear.
To be serious, because I always joke with you.
Yeah, I know.
You're never sure what I'm going to say.
No.
But just to clear it up, because everybody says different things to me.
Yeah.
Okay, I did take piano lessons.
Yes.
Okay, not that I couldn't play piano, because
Right.
I already self-taught on a piano and keyboard.
Wow.
I took it because I wanted to learn music theory.
Yes.
And that's the best instrument to learn music theory on.
Yeah.
So I did. I took piano lessons for about 2 years. And then I knew more than the teacher.
You knew more than the teacher.
Yeah.
Oh my God. You went to West Hempstead High School. And then you played football.
A whole bunch, yeah. A little bit.
And you were into also mini bikes.
You name it.
You built,
anything,
you built
anything.
them, right? Didn't you?
What's that?
Didn't you build them?
Yeah,
You built
absolutely.
your own, right?
Yeah, built everything.
Yeah.
Built mini bikes, real motorcycles,
Very
real hot rod cars,
mechanically
trucks,
inclined.
everything. Just liked everything mechanical. So that's the way it went. Yes.
All right. So we got to talk about at 18 years old.
Let's go back a little bit.
Oh, you
this
wanna
is
go
a
back?
good story.
All right, go ahead.
It's a good story. So
I wanna hear
by the
a good
time,
story.
By the time I got to be about 17,
Yeah.
16 actually,
Okay.
I was in my first club band. I was still in high school.
Okay.
And I actually bought a 66 GTO,
Ooh.
registered and insured it. I didn't have a license though.
Correct.
And drove it anyway. And my
course
parents
you
never
did.
saw it because I hid it at my friend's house in his garage.
Uh-huh.
Right? And at that time, I also built, which was a legendary car at the time, a white 1970 Camaro with flip-flop paint on it. And my parents knew that one. But I also bought a 69 Camaro that I kind of rebuilt
That's what my
from the
cousin
ground
had.
up.
He had a
And at
69.
that point, I was kind of the age, and I'd show up at the house, and my father would look at it and he goes, "That's a different car than the other two? Where are you hiding this stuff?" Oh, yeah. And then I had Harleys and and everything too. So yeah, but it was incredible because I had to hide these cars from my parents because I didn't have a license at the time.
Wow.
Yeah, but
But
I
you
was in a
did-
club band besides being in high school. Yeah.
Yeah.
My first club band at 16.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then
In the
18.
bars.
18 is when your career really took off with the Dictators.
Yes, it was close to 19 years old. I joined the Dictators when I was 18, and those guys were a bit older than me. But it was an amazing experience, and I still can't talk about all of it on the air.
Yeah.
No, it was a great
They were
experience.
wild and crazy days.
Here I am touring the country at this point at 19 years old.
And
playing,
your parents gave you their blessing to do so.
Absolutely.
Which
it was
is
an incredible. My
huge.
parents, my mom, and God rest their souls. I mean,
But
they
they
were
knew you
great
were a
parents.
good kid, Mark. They knew
Yeah,
you were
I
a
mean,
good
I
kid.
didn't do
You
anything
stayed out
wrong.
of trouble.
Well, I never got
most
caught.
of the time.
It was a lot.
Most of
It was
the
a lot of
time.
crazy things. but
Yeah.
yeah, I never got caught. My parents were great, and it's an interesting story because at the time I joined the Dictators, I was just starting college. All right, just got out of high school, was starting college. I had a close to full-time job at an auto parts store doing
Okay.
machine work.
Right.
I started as just a driver delivering parts.
Yeah.
And that's a side story because that's how I met Dee Snider the first time.
Really?
Oh, it's an amazing story. I got to tell it here on the show. You're going to love it. I'll abridge it. I'll make it small in a minute.
You want to tell it now?
You want? All right. So I'm driving for 8-Pack Auto Parts.
Okay.
Right, and I don't know. I'm 18 years old.
Yeah.
Just got my license. Actually, I got it when I was 17, and I'm working for the store after school. I'm driving, delivering parts. So in West Hempstead, we used to have a department store called S. Klein's.
Okay.
Right. So I would drive the parts. They had a big auto center across the street on
Yeah.
the side street. So now it's winter. We had about 6 inches of snow, and I'm driving this old Ford Fairlane station wagon that
Oh,
had
wow.
no heat, had nothing. Snow comes up through the floor because it's all rotted out.
Yeah.
And I drop off all these parts there, and the whole big parking lot, nobody had been in it, hadn't been plowed. And I'm doing like 50, 60 and spinning the car around like 15 times, right? Going over bumps and going airborne. And as I come out onto the side street to go back up the Hempstead Turnpike, there's a guy on the loading dock, right, who kind of looked like me with big, big hair, and he's
Right.
jumping up and down, going, yeah, you know. And I was like, it was cool. I just saw another guy with a lot of hair, like me at the time.
Yeah.
So didn't think of it again. And then finally, years later, when I met the guys in TS while I was still in the Dictators, I walk into the dressing room and he looks at me and he goes, you? And I look at him, I go, you? And we realized that I had met him a few years before that.
Oh, wow.
I never really spoke to him, but
Yeah.
it was in passing, me driving around and doing all the donuts and getting the car airborne, and he was on the loading dock.
That's funny.
He worked there, and he was cheering me on, yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, that's a little side story
That is a
there.
funny
Yep.
story.
So that's how the first time D and I saw each other.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you, when you were with the Dictators, you opened for Blue Oyster Cult,
Blue Oyster Cult, Alice Cooper, Kiss, ZZ Top,
Nazareth.
Bob Seger,
You were on the bill with Foreigner.
Foreigner. Oh, that's a story too in itself.
Yeah.
Foreigner, before they haven't had an album out, and nobody knew who they were.
Right.
Yeah. And about, I want to say 6 weeks into the tour, they left the tour and did their own headline theaters, and then they went to
Wow.
Coliseums. Yeah. Before their first album came out, they were on the tour.
That's wild.
Yeah, got to see them in their heyday.
When you also just give me a minute.
You hit your head too?
Yeah, no, I did. I hit my chin. It says, oh, you were a crew member first for Twisted Sister first. Tell me that story again, because I find
Well,
that was very interesting.
I was in when I left the Dictators in March of '78.
Yeah.
Kind of went in and out of a bunch of club bands, and yeah, everybody was always drunk and stoned, and I couldn't stand working with them. And
Yeah.
JJ, I knew the guys in TS, and JJ said, we need someone to help us over the summer. We have a busy summer.
Right.
Okay, I'll help you guys out. I'm sick of the people that I was playing with.
Yeah.
So I work with them over the summer, and we go through the summer, and I'm still with them, and I'm still looking for a band. And it comes to about this time of year in 1978.
Wow.
All right, it really was. This time of year in '70, right before Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
And I work with them on a weekend, get home Sunday morning, the sun is up, because you play
Yeah.
really
Yeah.
late in those
Yeah,
days
yeah.
on weekends.
Yeah.
And I get home, and you got to remember, there was smoking everywhere. And I
Yes.
never smoked.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so you would come home, you'd smell hair.
Reek.
You would
Reek.
smell like a cigarette. Your clothing.
Yeah.
You smell like an ashtray.
Yeah.
So you strip everything off. You take a shower. You wash your hair. You go to sleep. And I lay down, and I'm just falling asleep, and the phone rings. There's no caller ID.
Right.
You still have a
Yeah.
like a
Rotary
regular
phone.
analog phone.
Yeah.
So I pick up the phone. Hello, and hey Mark, it's JJ. And I go, oh yeah, what's wrong? What's going on? He goes, no, you're still looking for a band? I said, oh yeah, I'd rather be playing than working with you guys,
Yeah,
although I
yeah,
love you guys. It's
yeah.
great stuff. He goes, I got a band for you. I go, okay, what band? He goes, Twisted Sister. And I'm like, oh, come on, man, don't pull my leg. He goes, no, honestly, Kenny had his personal reasons, and he resigned last night.
Wow.
And we need a bass player. And he said he'll stick around long enough for you to learn everything. But you already know everything, because I played with them every night.
Right.
I would always get up on
Yeah,
stage,
yeah,
and Kenny
yeah.
would let me play and stuff. And
Yeah.
so I knew all the songs, I knew everything, and that was history. So my first day on stage, like if you think now, it was actually about a week before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
It wasn't in
Do
December.
you remember
it was in
where your
November.
first gig was
I
with
remember
them?
everything about it.
Yeah, because you didn't party back then. You were the only one that was
Well, the guys in the band were all
sober,
straight.
I remember.
Pretty much so.
Yeah.
Yeah, nobody did anything. We were a working band. We
Yeah.
didn't really do any of that stuff. But in any case, so it was an amazingly tremendous high for me, and a really low at the same time. Okay, so my father was very sick in the hospital at that time, really sick. And I'm not going to go through the whole time. We got a lot of things to talk about.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
my father, I was rehearsing with the band. My father, I saw him December 6th.
Right.
Okay?
Right.
And remember, he's a World War II veteran.
Yes.
If anybody knows what a bastard of Bastogne is, that was my father.
Yeah.
Easy Company.
Yeah.
So in any case, so I go to see him on the 6th. He's not looking so good, but I didn't think anything bad was going to happen. And
Yeah.
he talked to me and said, I'll never forget his words. He goes, no matter what happens to me, you keep going. And I said, Pop, don't talk like that. He goes, no, whatever happens, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Because when he gave you an order, you said, yes, sir. and
Yeah,
you did
yeah,
it.
yeah.
So I go the next day. before I went to rehearsal with the band, and I go the next day, and I got there, and the doctor sat me down and said, "You can't go in." And he didn't tell me why. You can't go in the room.
Oh.
And he came over and sat next to me. He goes, "You just missed him." I said, "Well, they take him downstairs for a procedure?" And he goes, "No, he's gone by about 5 or 6 minutes." I'm like, "Oh, you kidding?"
Yeah.
So, in any case, some of the funny things that happen in these things, you always find ups and downs and things like that, how things work.
Yeah.
So, but he told me, no matter what happens, and I'm telling your sister and your mother the same thing.
Right.
No matter what happens, I know what you're stepping into, and you go do it.
Yeah.
Don't stop on my account.
Yeah.
So, I call my sister and my mom. Don't drive like maniacs. You're not saving a life. He's already gone. We come in and we spend, about half hour with him and stuff. And they finally say, "We got to take him out of here."
Yeah.
So we go down to the little, little restaurant in the hospital, little commissary or something, and we sit there and have a cup of coffee and a hot chocolate. And we're all crying, Dad's gone.
Yeah.
And I say to my mom, I said, let me call the guys in the band and tell them I gotta, like my father just passed away.
Right.
They'll understand.
Yeah.
So my mom and my sister go, "No, you're not. Your father told us he told you to go on.
Right.
So you're not being disrespectful. You're doing what he told you to do."
Yeah.
And my mom said to me, "If you don't do it, he'll come back and get you. Just because he's gone doesn't mean he can't get you."
Yeah.
Okay, I'll do it. So long story short, he passed away on the 7th, which is Pearl Harbor Day.
Right.
We buried him on the 9th.
Yeah.
My first day on stage was the 10th.
Wow.
Okay, in a big club in New Jersey called Zaffy's in Piscataway, New Jersey.
Yeah, you remember.
The next night,
Yeah.
legendary, Thursday night at Speaks in Island Park was my second gig with Twisted Sister. Yeah, it was just an uphill battle.
You
for
mentioned
me.
your dad. Your mom and dad were both World War II.
Yeah, my mom was in the Red
veterans.
Cross.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, it's strange we were just talking about that. My sister found a picture of my mom in Europe during the war with another American soldier that she worked with the Red Cross. And they're standing next to a German plane that was shot down, and you see the wing with the German symbol on it, the German symbol on it. And it's an incredible photo. Absolutely incredible. You know what? I'm going to put it online.
And she
I'll
just
share
found it, huh?
My sister found it just going through some stuff.
Wow.
Yeah, she shared it with me, my sister Jody, and she sent it to me like 2 days ago. I couldn't believe it.
That's wild.
Oh, yeah, it's an amazing photo. And
That's
my sister put up a
priceless.
disclaimer.
It's
It's not that
priceless.
we're
No.
Nazis or
Yeah,
anything,
no.
but you
Just a
see the
picture of
tail of the
Mom.
plane, it crashed, and she's
yeah.
standing right next to it.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's priceless. It really is.
Just amazing.
Priceless stuff. Hey,
Yes.
I got to take my first break, but don't go away. More with Mark when we get back after this.
Wonder Woman was everything to little girls, especially that look like me. She stands for being a voice for people that need a voice. My organization renovates homes for people with disabilities. And when I come home, a self-care routine makes me feel my best. I'm very proud of the difference that we're making, and to see that impact in my community inspires me to work even harder for everyone around me.
The music was great, the singing was dynamite, the dancing was excellent, the people in the audience loved it.
When I heard you singing Santa Claus is Coming to Town, I thought you were little Michael Jackson reincarnated, come out and sang again.
Brought me back to my teenage years. Thank you.
Believe in you. Let's see if you believe in me.
Well, hi there, Theresa. It's John York from General Hospital. I am just checking in because apparently you have a great talk show called Tea Time on Strong Island TV. I want you to have continued great success and have a lot of fun. It sounds like you're having a lot of fun, and that's pretty much the key to everything, isn't it? So continued success. I'm proud of you. Have a great day, Theresa. Bye.
Hey, welcome back to Tea Time. Hello, Michael Norton. Thank you for tuning in. He's watching from Florida.
Ah, okay.
And everyone else watching, thank you. Please like the show. Please share it. I'm with Mark Mendoza. He is a musician. He's also a producer, and he's getting into acting. And, let's talk about Twisted Sister a little bit more. We
Sure.
touched upon it when you were here, and I
Whatever
actually
you
bought
wanna talk
the albums that
Yes.
that I had at home. So Twisted. Talk about touring with them, and we have some picks actually, if we can put some up. Which ones? I guess
Whatever
let's
comes
do.
up first.
Do the one of Mark and I. Mark and I. That's when you and I first met.
Where is that?
That was at Governor's.
At
That was
Governor's,
Billy,
the comedy club,
Billy
right? With
Mira.
Billy
Shout
Mira's-
out to Billy Mira.
That was the
His holiday
right. We're going to
show
give him a shout
with
out right now,
Sal,
Billy
yeah.
Mira. Hey, Billy.
And he's got it coming. He's got it coming up.
was-
Actually, he's got a show this Saturday night when I'm doing Murder by the Mob.
Oh,
At
yeah.
McGuire's. You going?
At McGuire's, I have a gig.
He's got a gig, and
Yeah,
I
have
got a gig.
Yeah,
Sorry,
Billy's a great friend of
Billy.
mine. I always support everything he does. But
Yeah.
if you want to go, it's at McGuire's in Bohemia.
Yeah, in
Yep.
Bohemia.
It's going to be an
and then,
amazing
all right,
show.
so the next picture is the band. There you go.
That's TS.
Yep, there's TS. We got a few pics up there. We could do the next one. Thank you.
Yeah, that's from Be Cruel to Your School when we shot that video in L.A.
Yeah.
So that's actually a real classroom.
And then
with
the
a
next one is
blackboard
my
behind us.
favorite. That's one of my faves. Just leave that
Oh,
there for a
man,
minute.
that's,
That was in Europe, you said, right?
Absolutely. What does it say top right? Oh, it says Strong Island.
Yeah, it
but
says- no,
I
it doesn't
believe,
say where that
I
was.
believe that's a show. I mean, they all look like that. They were
It's
always
amazing.
anyway between 90 and
What a
130,000
rush.
people.
I mean, it's like,
But
what
that,
an
I
adrenaline
think that's
rush.
Grass Pop, and that was in Belgium, and that's
Okay.
122,000 people that
Wow.
you're looking at. Yeah.
Let's do the next one. Thank you. There you are. When was that? Do you remember?
Oh, well, I can't see what it says behind me, but yeah, it's one of those big shows again, I think.
And the next one, look at this hair.
Oh, that's older. That's from the 80s.
Oh
yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah. Real character, huh?
Yeah, and the other one, the next one, yeah.
Yes, that's the same show. Yep. That's the Come Out
Did you
and
put
Play
your own
tour.
outfits together?
Dee's wife is very talented.
Really?
She designed all of our makeup, and she actually made our clothing. Everything except for the
Cool.
boots,
Let's
the shoes. Yeah.
What's the next one? Another one? Yeah. Oh, now tell me about. Leave that there. Thank you. Tell me about
So
that one.
that's in the making of Leader of the Pack for the Come Out and Play album.
Right,
So that was
right.
during the making where we were all on motorcycles, except for the guys in the band, except for me. I'm always on a motorcycle.
Because you
so,
ride.
So when we shot that video, that's a whole other story.
Yeah. Thank
they
you.
actually had stunt doubles that would take their
Oh,
jackets
really?
and wear their clothing and ride motorcycles with me, but I was always the one closest to the camera.
And then I'm sorry, the next one, it says, I think it's all of you at, I think it was called the Metal Show? Was that
Oh,
like
that
a,
metal
like a
show.
for-
Yeah, that's
like, that was like a-
unfortunately, that was when AJ passed away.
Yeah, but that
Yeah,
was
we-
like,
we
it was
went
like
on
a
with-
forum and...
Yeah, it's a great show, and we all went on to that show because we were
Thank you.
talking about AJ
Yeah,
Pearl when
yeah.
he passed away. God
Yeah.
rest his soul. We miss him, without a doubt.
Yeah. So Twisted. Tell me, Twisted, when Twisted started, when Twisted ended, and then when Twisted reunited.
Well, TS really started. JJ French is the only absolute original member from the early 70s.
Okay.
JJ started the band in late 72, and it was actually called Silver Star.
Silver Star.
In early 73, he kind of concreted in his first version of the band, and
Yeah.
then they changed the name to Twisted Sister.
Okay.
Eddie came in 74 or 75, and
Yeah.
Dee came in early 76. I came in 78, 1978.
Okay.
And AJ, I believe, came in early 82.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. So that's how that whole thing formed. And went.
Yeah.
We went through a lot of drummers. A lot of drummers.
Yeah. It's hard to find a good drummer.
Oh, you're not kidding. Hey, we found AJ, and we wouldn't let him
Drummer
go.
and keyboard players.
Yeah. Well, we don't have a keyboard player.
I know, but I'm just saying
Yeah.
in general, those are like the two hardest to find.
Really? You think so?
I think so.
Are you really?
I don't know. I think so.
I think you have a thing for drummers and keyboard players.
I don't.
Okay, that's good.
I think I have a thing for musicians in general. So you were together, and then you weren't together, and then you got back together, and it was
Well, yeah, I'm going to loosely say dates, but early '88 is when we really broke up the first time, and didn't get back together again until 9/11, which we did the big benefit show to support the whole cause in November of 2001. And then we didn't play for a year or so, but the thing that really got us going, besides some other things, was the fact in early 2003 we did a USO tour for the military.
Nice.
And we went to South Korea. And it's one of the highlights of my career,
Nice.
Playing for the military and doing the things. Because I got to do a lot of things that people don't get to do. I drove an Abrams tank.
Wow.
Fired a 50 caliber machine gun.
Wow.
Grenade launchers. I mean, I came back that day. The guys saw me. I was all muddy and dirty. It was great. I had a ball, man. I really did.
Like
Drove
being a
Humvees.
kid.
Oh,
being a kid being with live G.I. Joes.
Yeah, it was exactly real. They're real soldiers and Marines and everything. Yeah, absolutely. The real deal.
That's cool.
The real deal in South Korea. So we did a bunch of shows for the military there, and I think we spent close to 2 weeks there.
Nice.
And it was amazing.
Yeah.
They treated us like royalty.
And then you kind of like, the band stopped playing with each other, and then you said, we're not gonna get back together, and then you did, and then you ended up playing for 13 years or something, right?
Yeah, well, I think it was 2000 and
7?
we got offers. I don't think we played until 2004.
Okay.
I believe, it's sketchy, man. Who thinks about that anymore?
I know.
But we got back together in 2004, and we played right through 2017, where we decided we were going to semi-retire and not do it anymore.
Right.
Which, some of the guys wanted to. I didn't. I'd still be playing if it was up to me. But
So the last time you played with them, I think, was in 2016, right?
2016.
And then you played, and then you were inducted into the Metal Hall of Fame.
Well, that was a year and a half ago.
Yes, that was in
So we got together and we
2023.
played 3 songs being inducted live on stage.
Nice.
Yeah, it was great. It was a great
Doesn't
experience.
it feel like kind of like going back home in a sense?
It was an amazing feeling. We flew out to LA and it was a big hit that night. I mean, there was more people outside the place than there were inside. You couldn't fit that many people in there. There was a lot of people there.
Yeah.
It was great. It was great seeing it. It was great playing the songs. Like I said, music's in my blood. So I love doing what I do.
Yeah.
But on stage with TS is the big high. I mean, that's really is.
Yeah.
That's a high for me. But, I understand some of the guys don't want to do it.
Yeah.
And I did. And, of course, if AJ was around, he would also. I know he would. But, things go how when it's like, what it is? It's like being in a marriage, but you're married to 4 other people.
Yeah, that's what it is. A
So,
band, because you have a lot of different personalities.
Exactly.
You have
and I'm not bad rapping anybody. I'm really not. We're all good friends. We all talk and everything.
But everyone has their idiosyncrasies. Everyone has their thing.
It is. But you have to realize that, like, when you're in a relationship or a marriage, and one person doesn't want it, neither person has
Correct.
it. So when you get to a point where a couple of guys don't want to do it anymore,
Right,
then nobody has it. Yeah, you're outvoted.
Yeah.
And they don't want to do it. They don't want to do it. Which I didn't agree to it, but you got bygones be bygones.
We have a question. Should we see what it says?
What is
How
it?
many of the guys from TS still live in Long Island? Are you the only one?
Just me. D
you
left
go.
about
Thank you for the
10 years
question.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was besides me and him. I mean, with JJ lives in Manhattan, where he always lived his whole life.
Right.
Eddie is from the Bronx and lived in Queens for many years. Then moved upstate for a few years, and now he's out. He lives out near Nashville.
Okay.
And D is down in North Carolina.
Yeah.
So I'm the only one left on Long Island.
Okay.
I'm the true Long Islander.
That's right. You're
That's
never
right.
leaving.
Yeah, I don't know, probably.
Where are you going to go?
I have no idea.
If you left New York, where are you going to go?
I have no idea. I've been to so many places
You
that I
have.
like.
That's what I'm saying. Does anything like stick out? that
I
you
don't
wanna-
know. Things always change. When you 10
Well,
years
do you
ago,
like the warmer weather? Do you like the winter? Do you
Warmer.
like-
No,
all right.
warmer. I'm a warm weather guy. I love being on a motorcycle. I love working on cars. I love being
Okay.
outside.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just checking.
All right, just check all you want.
Let's talk about you have this incredible voice.
I do.
He does.
I do.
And he does voiceover work.
I do.
Talk about that.
Really. So.
And how'd you fall into that?
Because of people I met, they heard my voice.
Okay.
You ever do these things? You ever do that? Well,
Right.
what really started out was in the early 2000s, I had my own radio show.
Right.
Right. On a local radio station
Yeah.
called The Bone, which is no longer there.
Okay.
Long Island's real rock and roll, the new 98.5, The Bone.
Anyway,
that's
his radio
that's
voice.
Right. That's how that went. And after that, I did a bunch of voiceovers for the station.
Yeah.
They're still, it's JVC Broadcasting. They're still in business.
Yeah,
they
yeah,
have
yeah.
great radio stations, and they're really good.
But that's something that's a constant in your life now. I mean,
Right.
That's
So
something you do
I
on a
do
daily
a
basis.
lot. I do a lot of voiceovers for,
Yes.
not around here so much. Once in a while you hear something that I read.
Right.
But I disguise my voice too, so you won't know it's me. I just sound like a generic guy reading things, because not everything is done like this. A lot of it's just in a medium voice.
Right.
But I do a lot of things around the country to say their call letters and the frequency they're on, or they got a special contest going on in the next day or two, and I read that. They don't know it's me.
Okay.
You can't tell it's
Okay.
Mark Mendoza.
Right,
So
right.
I do a lot of that stuff, and of course, because of you and the people that I met through you recently, I get to act, and I'm going to be doing some voiceovers in some of the movies.
Yes, we have some
Yes.
exciting information.
We do?
Really do. We do, but we're not going to tell you right now. We're going to go to a break. We'll tell you when we come back. Stay right there. Yeah, good.
Wonder Woman was everything to little girls, especially that look like me. She stands for being a voice for people that need a voice. My organization renovates homes for people with disabilities. And when I come home, a self-care routine makes me feel my best. I'm very proud of the difference that we're making, and to see that impact in my community inspires me to work even harder for everyone around me.
The music was great, the singing was dynamite, the dancing was excellent, the people in the audience loved it.
When I heard you singing Santa Claus is Coming to Town, I thought you were little Michael Jackson reincarnated, come out and sang again.
Brought me back to my teenage years. Thank you.
Do believe in you. Let's see if you believe in me.
How you doing? It's Sal the Voice Valentinetti. Why are you watching me? You should be watching Theresa Tea Time with Theresa Farrell. And make sure you follow Theresa on Facebook, Tea Time with Theresa Farrell. We'll see you there.
I love the way you say my name. I love it. Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. I'm with Mark Mendoza. And yes, he spent most of his career with Twisted Sister.
A lot of it, yes. I also played with Leslie West Mountain. I also played with a band, Blackfoot, Ricky Medlock from Leonard Skinner.
Yep.
And a numerous amount of a lot of bands I played with.
So we were talking about voiceover work, and we were talking about acting and him getting into acting. He was thanking me, and we're going to put up a pic. Let's put up that the pic, the last pic. I think it's the last pic at Nylif. It says Nylif. Yeah. So look how cute we are.
Wow. Yeah.
And that
was just a couple months
is
ago.
Jerry Ferretti's. Yes, that was Jerry Ferretti's. That was in October. And that is the New York Long Island Film Festival. And I said to you, you should come. Thank you for that. I said you should come because
it was an incredible hit
there's a
for
lot
me.
of people to meet.
Yep.
And I had on Frank Callow, who's a writer, producer, director, and his daughter, Francesca, who's going to be coming on the show, does voiceover work.
Right.
And I
We
introduced
hooked up
you.
with her, and she wants me to do some stuff for her.
Yeah,
Yes.
so it's good.
Yes.
And then acting, he's done some acting, which we're going to talk about, but I had a friend of mine who was on the show, Terry Wickham, and he said, I need somebody to do a cameo. I'm doing a movie, and I want somebody. I said, Mark Mendoza.
Yeah, it was a great one. So I'm going to film that scene.
Filming it
this coming Saturday. You know,
Yes.
someplace on Long Island. I can't say where it is,
can't
but
say.
it's a small scene. I have a small part, but Terry actually rewrote the part because it was me doing it.
Right.
I was supposed to be a regular person walking in,
Right.
but it's going to be me.
He added
you know?
some stuff.
Oh yeah, we added a couple of lines.
Which is good. It's going to be a cute, fun scene.
Yeah.
I know you're going to put your twist on it.
Well, yeah, he said just be yourself.
Pun intended.
I like how you are, so
And,
I don't have to act.
because he was talking to him on the phone.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Ooh, that's exactly what I want." He's like,
Exactly.
"That's me."
Yeah.
Right?
So yeah.
So I'm excited for you.
It is. It's great, and I'm gonna do. We already did. My partner, which we'll get to, I know before
Yeah,
the
we
end of
are.
the show. My partner and I worked on some music for him, which he really likes.
Yeah,
And I
original
can't
stuff.
Well, it's
Kinda,
not
sorta?
original, but he
All right.
needed us to get it done for him.
Okay, good.
Because
Yeah.
I'm big in music production.
Yes,
So is my
and
partner Marla.
you do editing, you do
editing,
you
I
do
do
everything.
tons of stuff. Yes.
Yeah, with music.
Yeah, absolutely.
You work with other artists. He
I
works
work
with
with
other
a
artists.
lot of people.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do a lot of people. I kind of, I don't say it much, but I kind of like take what people do and
Make it a lot
sound
better.
good.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm known for that.
I make it a
a
sound
lot
good.
of editing. I make it a sound good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
it goes from a
Yeah.
to
To like,
hey.
hey, baby.
Oh my God.
Don't laugh, it hurts, right?
It hurts when I laugh, but it's okay. It's a good pain. Yeah, so you do the voiceover work. You're doing acting,
Yes.
which is exciting. You know, I told this man because he thinks he's a comedian too.
I never said that.
No, I did.
Oh yeah, I don't think I'm a comedian.
I do.
But if you, yeah, I just.
I do because I texted him
I
earlier
think
tonight. And I'm like, see you at the studio 7:30. And he's like, what's at 7:30?
What's
and I'm
happening
like,
at
oh, you're funny
7:30?
now too, right? Yeah, he's funny. Make me sweat.
So you get a little extra torture.
He does. He
lot,
likes to torture me.
yes.
Yeah. But you've done. You're not shy in front of the camera. You've been in front of the camera.
Me,
I mean, you've
no.
been in front of crowds. But you also know
I am shy. I really.
But you also know that acting is very, very different.
Yeah, of course.
Than playing with the guys in the
Right.
band. And you've done music videos with them, and
And other people, sure.
Right.
Made cameos here and there. Yes.
So in 2000, so on your IMDb, because I looked that up. I mean, you've done, like I said, plenty of music videos. You did a movie with Fred Carpenter.
Send No Flowers.
Yes, in 2013.
2013. I
And
think
that
it
was with Sean
2013.
Young
Yes, with Sean Young.
and Tony LoBianco.
I never saw any of them. My scenes
Your
were,
scene,
were
right.
filmed different from them.
But
yes.
I also, too, worked with Fred in
Great
Confessions
director.
of a Hitman. Yeah, really, really.
Great director.
Really good.
He's nuts, but he's a great director. He is. He is a great guy.
You
He
did
really
a
is
short
great guy.
called Bullified. You
I-
played officer,
I played an undercover cop.
an undercover cop.
Yeah, I had to come screaming in.
'Cause
with
I could
police
see you.
lights all
I could
over the
see
place
you
and
and,
walk into a murder scene.
There's more than just a biker here and, tough guy persona bodyguard.
Yeah.
I could see you playing an undercover cop
I
or,
did a couple of times.
Yeah.
Some different things. Yes.
Yeah.
For Fred Carpenter, I was an undercover cop also.
Yes, yeah.
Yes.
And again, you've done a bunch of things behind the music. You did musicians for disaster relief.
Yes.
You've done the Tonight Show with Jay Leno.
Yeah, I think we did it twice.
You did the
I
Late
think so.
Show with Craig
Yes.
Ferguson.
Craig Ferguson.
You did this thing in 2010 called Growing Up Twisted,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Just checking.
Well, that was actually Dee's show,
thing,
but I
yeah.
was on it. Yes.
And then you did 2011 Long Island Uncovered.
Yes.
You've done a bunch of stuff here.
Whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah. You did.
And now I'm on Tea Time.
And now you're on. Listen for the second time because we said we wanted to bring him back for a part two. No.
Tell him the truth.
Tell him.
You brought me on because your guest couldn't make it tonight.
First of all right, I'm not gonna lie to my audience.
Well,
We did
you
talk
would have
about.
lied to him if I
we
didn't
did
say
talk
something.
about a part
I
two.
got to put you on the spot.
You go ahead.
Yeah.
Go for it.
I just did.
We talked about him coming back and doing a part two. It just got pushed up because, yes, unfortunately, my guest that I was supposed to have on was sick. And I called him and I said, if you can do a part two tonight, let's do it. And if you can't, don't worry about it.
Well, I told you why I did it, right? Because you got me so much stuff and got me in the door. How can I not help you?
That's sweet.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's
How
what I
can
do.
not
But that's
help
what I
you?
do. I help people. It's just my nature. I just do.
Yeah,
You
really?
know what I mean?
You sure it's your nature?
It's my nature.
Your
Did I say it
nature?
right? Or I didn't say nature. I didn't say an A. Nature. He makes fun of the way
4
I
degrees
talk.
before top dead center.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I know. You don't want me to make you do that.
I'm not doing it.
You're not doing
my
it.
Marissa Tomei and my cousin Vinny. I want to rock,
I do. And I do all the time.
and we're not going to take it.
Yeah, I do that too.
Tell me about those songs.
Well, two iconic
Yes.
music
Biggest,
songs.
biggest,
I mean,
biggest.
massive. I mean, I think
Biggest
that they're
twisted
more
song.
licensed. They're the most licensed rock songs in the world. We do licensing with the songs all the time.
Yeah, a lot of people come to you and they say,
Constantly.
"Can we use your songs? Can we use your songs? Can we use your songs?"
Yeah, well, in commercials, movies, TV shows. I mean, even SpongeBob used "I Want to Rock," but he called it "Goofy Goober Rock."
That's funny.
They redid
Yeah,
the
yeah,
lyrics,
yeah.
and it wasn't our music. But yeah, why not?
Like a weird Al
You pay us,
Yankovic
you
moment.
can do it.
You want the song?
Yeah.
Show me the clinkers.
That's right. Show us the money.
Show us the money.
Sure.
We have a couple of picks. Before we take my last break, we have a couple of picks of
What do
you.
we got? What do we
you
have?
with Johnny. Tell me about this.
Oh, look who that is.
Johnny Depp.
That's Johnny Depp. Well, I want to say it wasn't this August. It was the one before. I believe it was August. It was still hot out.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's from backstage at the Hollywood Vampires when they played Bethel in the Woods, you know, upstate next to Woodstock.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So I went up there. I knew some of the guys, and went up there and saw them. And I never met Johnny Depp before, but I'm standing in the hallway at the end of the show, and he comes out going, "Where's Mark Mendoza?"
Oh, he was looking for you.
Yeah, he was looking for me, and he
How
looked at me
cool
and he
is
goes,
that?
"Oh, I
He-
should
he
be
was-
nice. You're way too big." You know, he looked up at me, but no, he was a great guy, man. I
Yeah.
never met him before, and of course I know Alice Cooper well. And
Oh,
I
Alice,
think there's
yeah, that's the next
a
pick.
picture of us.
Yeah.
It is me and Alice Cooper that night there. It was great. It was a lot of fun. They were a great band, and of course he has Tommy Hendrix, which is a well-known guitar player from Long Island, in his band.
Yeah.
Still,
Yeah.
and I saw Tommy. I hadn't seen him in years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a great night of a lot of great music, you know. So when they went on stage,
Yeah.
you know, I snuck my friends. Everybody I was with was in the audience, so I snuck out to the audience and sat. Of course, I got recognized during the show. There's people like tap me on the shoulder,
Yeah.
and my answer was, "I'm watching the show. Go away." At the end, I took care of everything.
Right,
Signed
right,
autographs,
right.
took pictures, and
That's
everything.
nice.
Yes.
That's
Absolutely.
nice of you.
Always
Well,
do.
you and I have gone out on more than one occasion.
We did?
To different places.
It must have not been memorable for me.
Wow.
No, we did.
And
Right.
and people do. People come up to you and they.
You know, I'm
they-
from Long
you know.
Island. Everybody sees me everywhere.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
you know, it happens all the time. And there's a whole bunch of bad stories about things like that, right? Where I really have to do something about it.
Yeah.
But most people are very respectful. They come up, you know, and they'll say, "Hey, you know, I get a picture with you or something." Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, sometimes
You're
there's
very
people-
accommodating. You really
I
are.
try to listen, you
No,
know,
you
without
I mean, you
our
know.
SMFs, and the audience knows what SMF is if they're from you know what SMF means,
Mm-hmm.
right? Okay, so our fans, you know, always try, because without them we would be nothing.
Right.
I don't care how good the songs are.
Right,
if we
right,
didn't
right.
have the fan base that we have around the
Absolutely.
world. So always appreciate them. Always do everything I possibly can. Unless I'm sitting at a dinner table with my family
Yeah.
and my nieces.
Right.
All right, don't come up to me because
No.
you get your ass kicked.
Not during dinner.
Well,
during
not because it's dinner, just because I'm with my
Well,
family.
yeah.
you know?
There's a
I actually
time-
one story. I
there's
had one
a time
time.
and a place.
Right, we were at this really nice restaurant in Queens,
Yeah.
and we're sitting there, you know, having our dinner, and a guy who had one couple of too many drinks walks over, takes a chair, turns it backwards, and sits right here next to me, spitting on my dinner.
Oh no.
So it took about a minute of him doing that, where I got up and grabbed him by the back of his neck, his shirt, and he dragged him outside and threw him outside. They wouldn't let him back in. But kid, go away from me, man.
Yeah,
Just
yeah,
be respectful.
no. Yeah,
I'll always accommodate people.
Yeah, no,
always
you
do.
are. You are. You really are.
Most people are very nice about it.
I got to accommodate everybody and take my last break. But when we come back, we're going to talk about a Christmas song.
You know what? We'll be right
Yeah?
back after this stuff.
We'll be right back after this stuff. Go ahead. You say it. You throw it.
We'll be right back with more of Tea Time right after this break.
Wonder Woman was everything to little girls, especially that look like me. She stands for being a voice for people that need a voice. My organization renovates homes for people with disabilities. And when I come home, a self-care routine makes me feel my best. I'm very proud of the difference that we're making, and to see that impact in my community inspires me to work even harder for everyone around me.
The music was great. The singing was dynamite. The dancing was excellent. The people in the audience loved it.
When I heard you singing Santa Claus is Coming to Town, I thought you were little Michael Jackson reincarnated, come out and sang again.
Brought me back to my teenage years. Thank you.
Do believe in you. Let's see if you believe in me.
Doc, who's the best comedian you know?
Theresa Farrell.
And who's the best actress you know?
Theresa Farrell.
And who's the best cast member in Bad Boys?
Teresa Farrell.
Who's got the best radio?
Teresa Farrell.
Doc, who's your favorite Guinea?
Teresa Farrell.
Who are you loving right now?
Teresa Farrell.
All right, Doc, I love you too, baby.
Love you as always.
Thank you.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Tea Time. Hey listen, today is December 9th. It's not only December 9th, it is my girlfriend's birthday. Put that pic up, thank you. Kristen Tinsley, there she is. She is my ride and die. That's my ride and die.
You know what, it's just because we were just talking about that.
Just, no, leave it there, leave it there.
I'm going to say happy birthday to Kristen.
Thank you. All right, so leave that there for a moment because I'm going to say she is talented. She is focused. She is amazing. We've laughed. We cried. I put up this great post on Facebook. We've been there for each other. She's family. She's family to me. And I love you. And I wish you a happy and healthy. And I can't wait to celebrate with you. Thank you for that. Look at her. She's gorgeous.
Happy
Freaking
birthday.
gorgeous. Gorgeous. Kristen's my girl. I'm getting back to you.
Is it that bad?
No, not at all.
You.
The man.
I'm behaving.
The
I'm
man.
behaving.
The MILF. He is behaving.
I am behaving.
He is behaving because he has to behave because we try to get as much information out there about you, and it goes to cable TV.
Right.
So you have to be really, 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 really good.
Yeah, I don't use
All
any
right, so
foul
listen,
language.
you have a partner
Yes.
that you keep talking about.
Right.
She's a writing partner.
She is.
And
She's an amazing
both-
musician, amazing songwriter.
Give her,
and
tell
she
her
has
her name. Can you give her her name?
Velvet, Marla Adler.
There you go.
You know, she's
Marla.
been a club date musician her whole life, writes amazing songs.
Yes.
And we've been collaborating on a whole bunch of songs.
Yes.
And one we just released recently,
Yes.
a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's a song called I'm Your Christmas Present.
I'm your Christmas present.
That's right. I'm Your Christmas Present.
Just put a
it's
bow
a
on
great
me,
song,
baby.
And people are in shock because they didn't think I would be involved in anything that wasn't heavy metal with roaring guitars.
Well, here's the thing: is that
but I still
you
love
play
all the metal
everything.
and hard rock,
You play.
but
you
I
do.
I
you
play,
do country.
I play
you
country.
do-
I play
you
jazz.
Do reggae.
Yep,
You-
everything.
As a matter of fact, this song has a little Caribbean
It's
beat
kind of a
to it,
Caribbean beat to
right?
it. Yes, yeah. It's not heavy metal. It's not hard rock, but it rocks. It's got a good beat. Marla did most of the vocals. A friend of hers also helped on vocals, and her husband played guitar on it, some of the guitar riffs,
Yeah.
and it's just a great collaboration, and the song is doing so well.
And
it's
where
called
can
Look It
peop-
Up. It's called I'm Your Christmas Present,
Okay.
and hopefully, I believe that next week we're doing a video.
A video.
For it.
Yes. That's
Yes.
exciting.
It is. It's very exciting.
Yeah. Yeah.
So we have more songs to put out after the holidays.
Oh, awesome.
Already done, and we're going to do more videos.
Nice.
Yep. We're going to rock the world with
There
this
you
stuff.
go.
Yep.
There you go.
Including some rock songs too. We're doing a couple of rock songs,
Uh-huh.
which are going to have special guests on them that I can't announce yet.
Ooh.
Yes.
No exclusive on Tea Time, huh?
And hey, well, when it's happening, I'll give it to you.
Okay.
Yes.
That's good.
Even if I can't be here,
All right.
you can announce it.
All right. I'll do that for you.
You got it.
And I also want you to know that Mark is on Facebook. You can find him, Mark Mendoza, on Facebook. And on Instagram, it's Mark. Is it Mark the Animal Mendoza? Or is it the official Mark Mendoza?
It's Mark the Animal Mendoza.
Okay. Just checking. So
Checking.
Just checking.
Just
So
checking.
yeah. So look for him. Find him.
Yes, absolutely.
And then you do a lot of corporate events, but
I'm
occasionally
in a couple of corporate bands.
Different, different
but
bands.
there's a country band
You're
and
always
there's
playing.
an acoustic band.
You're always playing.
Constantly, especially this time of year with all the Christmas parties
Yeah,
going on.
it's busy.
Yeah, so that's kind of.
But when
I
you're
do
not
that
doing
too.
the corporate thing, you do
A lot of
you
studio
do
work.
Studio work, and you do shows that civilians can come out to.
Yeah, civilians can come to. I'm in a band with, of course, Joe Rock from WBAB.
Yeah.
And we play often. in the Long Island area.
Yeah.
I mean, not right now, we haven't been, but we just played a week and a half ago up in Northport. But we do shows, so anything you want to look at, want to come see us play live. It's a rock band. It's not metal or hard rock, but we rock out. We do a lot of aggressive versions of songs, so just look it up on Facebook.
Yeah.
Joe-Rock.
Okay.
Okay? Yes.
Got that?
I believe that's how we said it.
Joe-Rock.com.
.com.
Cool.
Yes.
Well, I wore this kind of like a Twisted Sister vibe shirt going on, and because it's December and Christmas, I wanted to wear red. So I wanted to rock out more, but I was like a little limited.
With the hand.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. Every
know.
time I see you, you hurt something else. It's all that rough, you know what, that you do.
Yeah, I don't think so. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think so.
So 2023 marked TS's 50th anniversary, actually.
Yes, it did.
50 years.
50 years.
That's wild.
I've been in the band like 43 of them.
Wow.
Or 44.
That's longer
at this
than
point.
most marriages.
Yeah, well.
You know what I'm saying?
That marriage didn't last forever either.
And you also are going to be returning to your own podcast show, will you be?
Yes. I for about 5.5 years.
What are we calling that? Are we calling it the same?
Right now, it's still the same name, but I had my own podcast with cameras.
Yeah.
Called, it was on Area 22 Productions.
Correct.
It was called 22 Now.
22 Now.
And I hope to have that on in the new year again.
Okay.
With all my own guests and doing the same craziness and mayhem that was on it. Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Cool.
I'll bring that back.
Nice.
Yes.
I'm looking
I
forward
miss
to
doing
that.
it. Yes.
You do?
I love doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's fun.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a lot of fun.
And you had people in the entertainment industry as well.
Mostly people in the music industry, but not always. So some other special guests from movies and things like and plays, but mostly musicians.
Yeah.
All types.
Because
of
you know a
musicians,
lot of them.
Yeah, I don't admit it though. I know you.
So
I
let
don't
me
admit
ask you a
that-
question.
Oh, here we go.
If you did not have a career in music, what do you think you would have been doing for a career or livelihood? I mean, I know you're good with your hands and mechanics.
Do you know I'm good with my hands?
You've told me.
Yeah, are you sure? No, I love working on my cars and trucks and
Yeah,
motorcycles,
no, I
but I don't
know.
want to do it for a living.
So
I did.
what-
I've done it for a living
You
on and off
did,
through the
you
years,
did.
but I don't want to do it for a
But
living.
what do you think you
What
would
would I
have
would
done?
do? I don't
Yeah.
know. Man, it just took off for me.
Yeah.
When I was young, and I was listen. I don't snub my nose at any of this stuff because I was in the right place at the right time. You know, when my first club band, I was 16, and those guys are all 19 and 20.
Yeah.
And I was playing every weekend, all summer long with them, all
Yep.
the time. And then I
Yep.
went right from that into the Dictators.
Yeah.
And that took off like a rocket ship.
Yeah.
And then I had a bunch of months off, and then I joined Twisted, and that never really ended, even though we weren't playing.
Yeah.
We were constantly putting out new material or rehashing old stuff or releasing live albums or best of.
Right.
So even the times when we weren't playing, we still put things out. So and I did about 2.5 years with Blackfoot. I did 3 years playing with Leslie West from Mountain.
Yeah,
which
he's
was
great.
he's one of my heroes, and
Yeah.
it was one of the best
Yeah.
parts of my career, man.
Yeah.
Playing with Leslie West.
Yeah.
Oh.
Is there someone who you haven't played with that you'd want to? As far as music goes? Well, I don't play an instrument, but I do sing.
Do you really?
I do sing.
Really?
Yeah, I can
We'll
hold.
have to
I
put
could-
you on the
I
spot.
can hold a note.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll have to put you on the spot.
Oh,
See if you
not
can
a
really do
problem.
it. See if you can deliver.
I could deliver.
Yeah, I mean, I play with so many different bands and so many different types of music, and when I played this jazz club upstate New York, I don't know about, I think I've played with them in like 6 or 7 months now,
Yeah.
maybe even 8 months, and people couldn't believe it. And they don't announce me as Mark from Twisted Sister.
Right.
Just say Mark Mendoza on bass.
Right.
So when the night was done and I did all these solos and all this crazy stuff, they came up, it's like, I can't believe you play bass like that. Well, I'm just not in.
Yeah.
Twisted Sister's not the only thing I've done.
No.
So it's great because I do like all types of music.
You do.
I really do. And
Yeah.
I'm in a corporate country band, but I'm not the main guy in any of this stuff. I'm
Right.
third stringer. Call somebody else first.
Right.
Yeah. So that's how that goes.
So, is there anybody who you've never played with that you'd want to play with?
Yes. There's a bunch, but one that I'll say that would always impress me was a guitar player, singer, songwriter named Steve Marriott, from a band called Humble Pie.
Oh, yeah.
Always wanted to be in a band with him because he is
Wow.
so talented, and he sang like a bird, man. It was just incredible. To this day, it's tough to find somebody who can sing like that, a guy who can sing like that.
Yeah.
So he was great. I'd love to have been with him, and there's so many people I would love to have played with. You know, some of my heroes are gone too. So many of them, have passed away and stuff.
Yeah.
You know, but yeah, it just about anybody. I've jammed
All
with so many people around the world
All
when I
right.
traveled. I
Yeah.
always go someplace and
Yeah.
play with bands. Yeah.
Play.
Yes.
There's
love
the
playing.
word. There's
Love
the
playing.
word. Play.
Yes.
Well, listen. Oh, look. Well, time's up already.
Oh, look at
See how
that.
fast that goes?
Well, let's say goodnight.
All right. So listen, I want to thank everyone for watching, tuning in, and supporting Tea Time. Thank you again for doing this for me.
As Arnold says, I'll be back.
He'll be back. He'll be back. Listen, thank you everyone again. Remember, I'll see you next week. And remember, tell everyone you love them. Ciao.
Merry Christmas.